I met this beautiful lady in Tallahassee, and you know, out of respect, I won't call her name, but I will call her cousin name because, you know, it's my history. But I met this beautiful lady. She was a police officer. Matter of fact, she was a sheriff in Tallahassee. But I met her, and it was during the time that I needed to transition into some things. So you notice if you follow me on my channel, I'm bouncing all over the place. Like I'm giving you segments of things that actually happened in my life. But like I said, I needed to transition into another part of life. I needed to get from around the people that I was with, because it seemed like I couldn't advance with them. I needed my own thing. So she told me, hey, I got some cousins that I want you to meet. And if you get a chance, excuse me, I need you to come by the house. So she called me. When they got there, I came by the house, and voila. It was a guy named Peanut Townsend and Arthur Brown. And when I seen them, the handshakes were strong and firm. And they came to see me maybe like once a week or something like that, you know, getting money or whatever. So between that time, I actually got a case. Even though it was a petty case, it still was a case big enough to get me to do a few months in the Leon County Jail. As I, you know, fast forward up a little bit, one day they called and told me that they needed to see me. And I told them, don't go to your cousin's house. Come downtown, come to Frenchtown, pick me up. They came to Frenchtown, and when I seen them pass by, I dove in the car head first and told them to go. I still can remember what I had on. I had on some powder blue and white Jordans with some ankle socks. I had on some burgundy cross-color jeans, short jeans, some real big jeans. And I had on a tank top t-shirt. But when I jumped in there with them, I had enough work with me that I had got from Fat Boy to make some money. I didn't know how much money it was. And they ended up taking me on the Yellow Brick Road. And that's what I'm talking about now. When I got to the country, I was like, it was like I was in a part of Mississippi. That's all I could think about. And the money was way more than what I was making. What I would have made only $200 off in Tallahassee, I ended up making $3,000. So I knew then that that would be my place. So again, I done already told y'all what happened out there. Now, all the way to me moving and getting ran away, when you got 10, 15, 20 keys of key rings on your key ring, I mean, you know, I could move how I wanted to. And growing up where I came up at, you know, it was a learning curve for me. And let me give you a little cheat of what I mean by that. If I went to a Haitian guy that got money and told him I needed a certain order, he would take me to a door and have me sit in the car. He would come out, get in the car, and take me to another place 5 or 10 minutes away. So I'm asking him, like, hey, man, what you doing, man? Why you riding me around? That gave the deception that you didn't know where he had it at, because he never took me in a house. He would always take me to 3 or 4 places to actually make the deal go down. So I copied that and made that a part of, and put that in my repertoire up where I was getting money at on a major scale. And when you're a part and you running your own crew, like I had my own crew, I sat at the table, I was at the head of my own crew. So I had to stay on the move all the time. But eventually, watching eyes, I got my girl at the time. I got her a nice apartment, moved her in like a gated community, swimming pool and all this old type of stuff or whatever. And I didn't never tell her that what I was doing to the apartment. All she knew is that I had a key, but I never did keep nothing inside. I kept it on the outside in like a storage room right in front of her door. And I kept like a big cup there. Then I had like another place that I kept stuff. And I had all these keys on the keychain, like I said before, and I had money and I had work all over the city. So eventually the cops started getting hot on my trail. They came till somebody called them and told them to go to her house. And just so happened I had a friend from the country came and saw me that day, and I moved that. When I took care of him, I moved it. The police came right after that. Then I was in another part of the city, and I was going out to dump the garbage. I had just been up there chefing up one of them whole ones. I was in there cooking the whole joint. And when I came out to throw the wrapping into the garbage can, the police, the detectives drove by, and I saw it. Everywhere I had started to turn on this yellow brick road, the cops were there. So they gave me these little elementary warnings that I needed to be sharp at all times. And when I knew things were coming to a screeching halt, one night I told my baby mama, look, I need to move all these cooking pots and all this stuff here or whatever, and I need to take it to your house. So when we left and bagged everything up to put it on the back seat of my car to go over to her house, she started an argument. Now, why you got to take that to my house and this and that or whatever, blah, 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 okay? I swung around in the road, big U-turn, swung around in the road. And I never took the same route twice. If I left out that way, I didn't come back in that way. I went a whole nother way outside of the route that I took to always. That's just something that I just done. I don't know where I got that from. But anyhow, going back over to the house, going back over there to that house, my house, me and her been arguing. I took the back street to my apartment where I was at. And when I stopped at the stop sign right there, I seen the undercover boys go by just like that. I put the bright lights on them. They had the windows down. I knew that they car. Everybody in the city knew that that was their car. And they had been sending people to my house to try to interact with me, but I would never interact with nobody. And eventually they came over and kicked the door and came over and busted into the house. They didn't find anything. And they actually was trying to ask me about my homeboy that stayed next door. And he was my main man. I mean, when I tell you my main man, they was asking me, where is he? And I had saw them already watching me days and days before. That's why I needed to move and clean up some things. So, you know, I had, you know, maybe like 100 racks in a place. I, you know, told my brother to go get that bag and go move that bag and take it to a certain place or whatever. So on this yellow brick road, starting from Tallahassee to me finally branching out and getting on my own, I wanted to thank Peanut Townsend, and I wanted to thank Arthur Brown. Arthur going through some things now, and I always want y'all guys to know that I'm gonna be forever grateful, because y'all took me to a place to where I saw I didn't need to be with the crowd no more.